This is Aleka, naked, touched by the life that has become hers. Scars, damages, ravages, strong and broken. I'm going to do a makeup of myself of Kintsugi, the unique method that celebrates each artifact's unique history by emphasizing its fractures and breaks instead of hiding or disguising them. I'm going to use makeup, but not to cover up. Kintsugi often makes the repaired piece even more beautiful than the original, revitalizing it with a new look and giving it a second life. I don't feel beautiful right now. I feel worthless, and I need to find that beauty. The practice is also related to the Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, which calls for seeing the beauty in the flawed or imperfect. I certainly am. The repair method was also born of the Japanese method of matanai, which expresses regret for something wasted, as well as mushin, the acceptance of change. I want it to be a color of humility, despair, maybe. Not sure. We'll see where it goes. I think this is right. As I look at myself, thinking about one of the other problems that I've been having lately is I'm losing about 1.5 pounds a week for the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So I think I need to reflect that. As I've lost weight, it sticks out even more. And it's blue. I don't know whether it's actual port showing from underneath or constant bruising from being injected. I don't know if you can also notice that you can see the veins that come off and up here that didn't used to show, but once that port put in, it goes in my central line to my heart directly, to the main line of the heart. All of these veins stood out, and I want to show that. It's an important vein. It goes from my heart to my head to my brain and helps me function. And I realize I can see a lot of it on this side because of my port for some reason emphasizes it, and I can't see much of it on this side at all. And interestingly, this is the part of my body that has semi-paralysis when I have my neurological condition, and it doesn't function as well. It's something I'm discovering. It's interesting that it shows in my physical body. I'm determined to get this done. I need to get this done, not just for the assignment for Friday for twisting the plot, but it's a self-discovery process, and I need to do the step, the golding step, the healing step, the fixing the cracks. And so I'm going to step onto that. TMJ surgery scars are nearly invisible. I'm going to put them in so that I can show where the healing, which has mostly begun, or mostly taken place, is. When this neurological thing hits me, my speech is disrupted, slurred. I have arrhythmia, dysarthria, and I sound like this, and it's very hard to speak, and it actually looks kind of like this. I have recorded it, and if I really focus hard to try to say f, which is not possible in that situation, or ps, or then I end up over articulating, but with difficulty. So I need to do something to my mouth. When this neurological thing hits me, my speech is disrupted. I need to do something to my mouth. The left side of my mouth feels that it does not work as well as the right. And so I think I'm going to de-emphasize that side. To cover it with foundation. As if it isn't there. Because I don't feel, because I feel the colors need to speak more than anything. And I'm not trying to make something beautiful, except perhaps by the application of a gold healing. And the symmetry, because I have a total lack of symmetry at this point in my body, in my neurological system, and in my life. It feels almost as if enough oxygen doesn't get to my brain to function properly, so I think I'm going to apply some blue on my mouth because of a difficulty speaking. Through my photography and my writing, I still have a beautiful voice, and I happen to love pink and fuchsia. I think that's probably why. So most of me doesn't function well, or it functions well sometimes, but frequently does not. There's a part of me that always does. My brain through my fingers to the keyboard and onto my photographs that I can share with the world. I think that speaks to me, to my feelings. It's interesting, as I squeeze this out, it comes out in a fine line. I'm ready to begin Kintsugi, the ancient Japanese method that celebrates each artifact's unique history for emphasizing fractures and breaks instead of hiding or disguising them as we use makeup in general. The thought is that Kintsugi often makes the repaired piece even more beautiful than the original, revitalizing it with a new look and giving it a second life. I'm hoping for that today. Kintsugi also represents some other philosophical Japanese ideas, wabi-sabi, which finds beauty in the flawed or imperfect. We're all flawed and imperfect. And the other is mushin, the acceptance of change. If I don't accept the changes that keep happening to my body, I might as well give up. So here I go. Fix the mouth beak first. Covering over my pacemaker scar. Tracing around it. This makeup is very different than the other one I was using, and is a little harder to use with this brush. My port, which is a healing thing to begin with. Without it, I would not be able to receive my medication. Every Thursday, I spend the day in the hospital receiving IVIG, immunoglobulin, from wonderful people who donate it. Whether they do it because they need the money or they do it out of altruism, I don't know, and I don't really care. It costs about $12,000 every Thursday. Thankfully, my insurance pays for it. And I spend the entire day in the hospital getting a treatment. So I'm very grateful for this port. I'm going to put a lot of dots here of gold because every week they pin essentially a needle in it, attach a big thing over it, and then through that needle the IVIG infusion goes. So I'm very grateful for this port. I don't know if I want to cover these veins. They carry the immunoglobulin through my veins to the rest of my body. They carry life-giving blood, and immunoglobulin is part of the blood. But I think I will add some healing touches to them. The jugular that carries blood to my brain, and from there to other places. My right arm is the most functional when I go into the partial paralysis. And it was also my dominant side, and I'm very grateful for that combination. And so I think I'm going to do an extra healing, extra gold on the right side. Why so much gold on my eyes? Because my self-perception, I look in the mirror and with disgust, it needs to be repaired, maybe the most of all. It's not cracks. I'm not just fixing cracks here on my eyes. I'm fixing my vision, I guess. Thinking about it, I look kind of scary. I almost look like I've had plastic surgery, not the good kind. I'm going to try using my finger. This is very hard to work with a small brush, even though that's what the technique calls for, the Kintsugi technique. But I think it works a little better with my finger for blending. It's a little less frightening looking, isn't it? Gold is interacting with the other cream makeup too, creating effect that if I had experimented with this ahead of time, it may not have worked. But this is not a makeup lesson. This is art therapy of a sort. Self-discovery, self-healing. And now I'm just going where my art is telling me to go now. No reason, and not a lot of forethought. That's where my fingers and my eyes tell me I should go. Kintsugi. Giving second life. Accepting change. And with change comes different experiences. I don't get a whole new body. Not at all. I never will. None of us ever will. I'm gonna die in this body. But that's okay.